Hello students, today we are going to study a poem Dust of Snow by Robert Frost. Dust of Snow by Robert Frost is a simple and short poem, yet with a deeper and larger meaning. The poet explains how an act as petty as experiencing snow on one's body can brighten one's day up. The message of the poem is put into words by Robert Frost. Always, always a larger significance. A little thing touches a larger thing. Before we start the poem, let us know about the poet. Robert Lee Frost was born on March 26, 1874 and died on January 29, 1963. Robert Lee Frost was an American poet. His work was initially published in England before it was published in America. He is highly regarded for his realistic depictions of rural life and his command of American colloquial speech. His work frequently employed settings from rural life in New England in the early 20th century, using them to examine complex social and philosophical themes. One of the most popular and critically respected American poets of the 20th century, Frost was honored frequently during his lifetime, receiving 4 Pulitzer Prizes for poetry. He became one of America's rare public literary figure, almost an artistic institution. He was awarded the Congressional Gold Medal in 1960 for his poetic works. Let us move on to the poem, Dust of Snow. The way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had rued. Here, hemlock means a poisonous tree with small white flowers. Rued means held in regret. Let us move on to the summary of the poem. The short poem by Robert Frost throws light upon the unimaginable healing power of nature and tiny things. From a bad mood to ill health, there is nothing that cannot be cured by nature. The author was experiencing one such bad day when a crow's movement near a hemlock tree dusted snow upon him. The snow instantly makes him happier. His day gets a lot better. Thus, the supremacy of nature as a whole made him realize how petty his problem was. The fact that hemlock tree is poisonous combined with crow being the indicator of doom and fear are used in the poem as the carrier of happiness in the life of narrator is ironical. The poet, through these objects has tried to highlight that sometimes creatures linked with negative aspects of life can be the bringer of change and happiness. Being outdoors in nature with all its unpredictability can benefit anyone, anywhere, at any time. Let us see the literary elements used by Frost in this poem. First one is symbolism. In the poem, Frost uses the crow, the hemlock tree, and the dust of snow as symbols. Crow and hemlock usually signify as something bad, but in the poem, they bring joy to the poet and make him feel better. Next is imagery. Frost uses simple imagery like a crow scattering snow from hemlock tree and dust of snow falling on the poet to depict the positive effect of nature on poet. Enjambment. When the same sentence continues to the next line without the use of any punctuation marks, it is called enjambment. It has been used throughout the poem. Next is alliteration. Alliteration is used in the lines has given my heart and saved some part, as same consonants are used repeatedly in those lines. Synecdoche. Synecdoche is used where the poet said his heart undergone a change in mood, which actually represents his entire personality. Assonance. Assonance is used to show repetition of vowels in several lines of his poem for the sake of rhyme. Let us see the rhyme scheme. Here we see the way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. Here crow and snow rhyme with each other. Me and tree rhyme with each other. So we can relate to it like A, B. So rhyming scheme here is AB. Thank you, students. Have a nice day ahead.